It's big dog season, and you can't stay still because you want it. Talk that talk, George. You still scraping your plate because you're hungry. Talk that talk.
The couple thought their dream of having a family was over. Then they went to a Caribbean island for some help.
Only on Atlanta News First, reporter Chelsea Binefor explains how their trip led to twins and cost them much less than infertility procedures here.
This is Christopher here.
One-year-old twins Christian and Christopher are the biggest blessings Orlando and Kimberly Graham say they have ever received.
And people ask me all the time, why you come up with that name? I said, well, Christ is in it, in both of them names. So it's Christ and Christ because it was a blessing.
But the Grahams' journey to parenthood was a long one. Both spent decades focused on their careers. They got married in their 40s, and as Kimberly approached age 50, she felt something was missing.
I've always wanted to have kids.
With their biological clock unfortunately ticking, doctors told the Grahams that in vitro fertilization, or IVF, was likely their best path towards getting pregnant.
They told us, because of our age, that it may take 3 times.
But with the average American IVF treatment priced at about $25,000 per cycle, the Grahams weren't sure they could afford it. In the U.S., only 21 states require some type of insurance and fertility coverage. Georgia is not one of them, according to the National Infertility Association.
I was exploring all my options.
One day, while scrolling through Instagram, Kimberly saw a video about a couple that traveled to another country for infertility treatment. The CDC classifies this as medical tourism. So Kimberly did her research, and the Grahams booked plane tickets to Barbados.
We're an island in the Caribbean. 90% of our patients that we treat do not live here.
Dr. Juliet Skinner is the medical director of the Barbados Fertility Center, which has been in business for 22 years and boasts an IVF success rate higher than the U.S. for less than half the cost, averaging less than $10,000, including travel. Dr. Skinner says this has to do with insurance and infrastructure, but also financial gain.
The other element is, what do the accountants put in as a profit margin? And clearly our profit margin is very, very different to the USA profit margin.
After a consultation and undergoing surgeries to remove a fibroid and a blockage, Kimberly and Orlando went through with IVF at the Barbados clinic.
They said, this is how life begins. And we saw the 2 little dots, and it was absolutely amazing and beautiful.
And on her 50th birthday, Kimberly found out she was pregnant.
Best birthday present ever.
I was so excited because I said, I finally get my boys.
As the twins head into their second year of life, the Grahams couldn't be more thankful and want to encourage other couples who may be in the same boat to never lose hope.
I think that working with the right resources, it can happen. It can definitely happen. Don't ever give up.
Traveling to Barbados was a great option for this couple, but the CDC warns that medical tourism can be risky. Air travel could increase risk for things like blood clots and infection. If there's a language barrier, you could also risk miscommunication. And some countries' requirements to maintain medical accreditation and licensure may be less than what would be required in the United States. The CDC encourages you to do your own research and get a pre-travel consultation if you're considering going abroad for a procedure. And remember to bring your medical records and a travel health kit with any needed medications for the trip home. I'm Chelsea Binefor, Atlanta News First.
Good morning. Today is Sunday, April 28th. The year is 2024. That news article caught my eye because for once we see a black family that's taking the time to have children when they can afford to have children. I mean, they waited a little late in life. I would agree with you there. But these children, that these 2 beautiful kids that they had, these 2 twin boys, were children that the family planned to have. Unlike a lot of people having kids and they end up pregnant and they have no process in place of how they're going to feed, house, or take care of these children. And forgive Grayson in the background barking because he wants to get out that cage, but there's something going on outside, so I need to, I'll take him outside in a few minutes. Yeah, but I thought this was an interesting video, a news report, because they went out of the country to do this because it's so expensive. Only wealthy people can afford to do IVF here in the United States, where they went to the Barbados, which was a much cheaper, a lower price. Because I know a lot of people, I've met quite a few people who are trying to have children. I don't know why, but I do understand some people desire to have kids. But everyone I know that's trying to have children, they are married couples. You know, the crazy part is the married couples who can afford to have kids struggle to bring children, to have children. It's just a struggle for them. But the ones who can't afford them, I mean, they have them in like litters. I mean, it's kind of weird to me because the families that can afford to have children, have homes, great jobs, they struggle to bring children into the world. And you got these other people who are having 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 kids, and they cannot, and they're on food stamps and welfare and multiple baby daddies, and just in a bad situation. And they constantly bring children. You know, I have a cousin, I have couple of cousins who had quite a few multiple children that probably should not have had those kids, a whole bunch of kids. One of my cousins, or two of my cousins, they never really raised any of their children. Her kids are spread out across the family. You know, other cousins took care of their brothers and sisters, helped raise those kids. But this family right here, if them two twin boys just don't know how, you know, what a great situation they were born into with two parents who, you know, the parents are older. I'll give them that. They're a little bit younger than me. I mean, she had those kids at 50. And I wasn't sure how old the father was. I couldn't figure that one out. I'd have to go back and watch the news report. But clearly, some thought went into having those children. They have a beautiful home, established income, established careers. This is how children should be brought. This is how parents should have children when they're prepared to have them. Every time I see some young girl and she's 17, 18, 19, 20 years of age having a child, and there's a father nowhere to be found, that's very concerning to me. And I see it frequently. Because these fathers, you know, they nowhere to be found these days. I think it was very, very nice to see this video. Very positive story about a black family who's doing it the right way. I have some concerns about, you know, they be a little older, but, you know, they'll be fine. And folks got money, unlike a lot of these poor folks. And they probably have been trying to have children for years before they, you know, they finally got to a point where they said, okay, we running out of time. We better figure this out. And look at those cute boys they had. You know, for me personally, in recent years, I have considered children. I don't know how it would happen. The horror stories I see so many gay guys going through having children with these, I'd have to find me a subordinate. What do you call the woman who gives who has a baby just to give it up for adoption, she or something, a surrogate or something like that? I wouldn't dare get where we need these women talking about having some children, so I can fight over custody and be stuck being fighting custody and arguing about custody and child support payments and all this other stuff. Boy, why would I do that? I'm too old to be doing that nonsense. Because I have some friends who are going through that bull crap right now. I know they regret that one. It's just going to be a little short video because I got to take these dogs out. But I would love to see more black Americans plan their children. Just don't spontaneously have kids that they can ill afford. Because children at a very early age can be a ticket to poverty. You know, I looked at so many people I know who had these kids at such a, I mean, it's just ridiculous. I know a lot of people who had kids at a very, very, very early age. And they just had a rough ride. You know, my mother said, God will take care and everything going to be all right. I'm thinking, okay, well, God never stepped in and everything didn't really work out all right in many of these instances. Now we're another generation of people having children at a very young age. I'm just thinking, okay, when will this cycle end? It's okay to have a discussion about when you should and should not bring children and plot and plan to have your children. Should be planned, no different than you plan purchasing a home, no different than you going to college and getting an education, or planning your career. You just don't haphazardly run out and have a bunch of kids that you cannot afford to have to feed and take care of. In many instances, you don't even have a place to live. I've seen that often. I'm like, okay, you have no place to live, but you're having children. This couple, financially well off, have them doing very successful, plan to have these children, successfully had them, raising them in a great home with the mother and father there. Dedicated parents who ain't got no club shaking their ass on Friday night while their kids are at home being baby, Have children when you're mature enough. When you're old enough to realize that your children are now very important people too. And you have to put them first. I think younger people, when they have these kids, they don't understand that. And they haphazardly have children, and they're not ready to put them first. They're too busy being selfish with their own concerns about life. Rightfully so, they're so young. I say you don't have children when you are young. You wait. At least over 30. But I would suggest maybe 40. It just all depends on your health and wealth. Under 30 in the 20s, I don't think that's a good idea. Definitely not under 25. Definitely not under 25 years of age. For some reason, that mess don't ever really work out too well. I'm not exactly sure why. A lot of people run around having these kids. If you're under 25, you should not even be thinking about having children. Like I said, I'd probably wait till over 30. Black folks, people I can hear y'all screaming, now, over 30. Yeah, over 30. And if you ain't got your act together, then you need to hit the pause button on having them kids at 30. Anyway, I got my ticket booked, because I can go back overseas and finish my medical treatment. So I leave here on the 15th. So hopefully everything will go fine, and I'll come back with the teeth. I had my x-rays done, and the implants are fine. Sent them all the documentation, the x-rays they requested. They said, come on back, let's get this over with. Okay, the fun part starts. I'm just hoping this comes out nice. But this has been a long journey to getting these teeth. A long journey, years. So anyway, like I said, it's a short video because I'm ready to take these doggies out and cook me some breakfast. And I think I'm going to go to the gym today. It's a Sunday. I love to work out on Sundays because nobody's there. And I can kind of do supersets and jump around the gym. I love working out, y'all. It's a great stress reliever for me. Myself personally, if I had to choose between taking a walk in the park or going to the gym, I go to the gym and exercise. Especially on today, I got my headphones charged. Can I charge them headphones? I need to make sure when I stop this video, I have to make sure my headphones are charged. Make sure my headphones are charged and my phone is charging. In fact, I'm going to put this thing in right now because I'm going to be leaving in the next hour, so I'm going early. I'm going to the gym and work out, going to Lifetime Gym. Have me some fun today. I just wanted to share that news video with you all. I thought it was very interesting to see a black couple. And I know a lot of black couples do, but this IVF is expensive. It's good to know that there's a place that you can go in Barbados. It's a lot cheaper for those of you who are planning the correct way to have children, and you can't, some people, like I said, for some odd reason, I have some very successful friends, and they're having a tough time having kids. So maybe I need to do some of this beard too, y'all. I went by the barber yesterday, but as soon as I got there, he was like, man, I'm about to leave. I said, oh, Lord. I said, well, I might just try. I was letting it grow in, because I had been shaping myself. I wanted to grow in and get a little bit fuller before I saw a barber could come and clean it up. And so I could do it myself, but I don't know. I'll try. I gotta be real careful. Anyway, today is Sunday. It is April 28th, the year 2024. I just want to do a quick little video, and I'm out of here. I'm going to take these doggies out and cook me some breakfast and hit my gym. Hope y'all have a great Sunday. I'm out of here. And there's another video I might do later. I saw something that caught my eye. But I just wanted to share that story. Tell me what you all think about IVF, and tell me what you think about a couple this mature, this older, having kids at 50. I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts about that. That means those kids, when those kids are graduating high school, they'll be in their late 60s. And if they rush those kids to school, they, knowing them, they probably get those kids out of school by the time they're 15 years of age. Get them through high school and then college. All right, I'm out of here. And yet I've known some people going to college at 15 years of age. And they were brilliant people too. All right, I'm out of here. I'll speak to you all later.